Charles. It is said that if something is done too late or too early, it is a liability to the world. The new sound is that which can connect all the lost in creation, the creation U-tunes, with the real universes, and this new song is being shared liberally. Do you think that everyone has reached the point of accepting the truth of what it is? There are people that think that the new song has not done anything different in their lives. Some new friends feel the experiences they are having are no different to what they used to have in the corporation. Others think the sound has somehow taken from them in some way, maybe because people have not been sufficiently prepared by life to take the next step. Duane responds, I can't resolve the experiences that people go through, because we all go through it, and again, it's a boot camp here. It's not La Land, and we're expecting that the new song is going to resolve everything. We're going to make more money, find the love of my life, and get a better job, whatever. So everybody has their expectations and assumptions. The reality of the new you, the new sound, is in relationship to the true reality life is, and it's about recognition. It's not about what you can get, but those things can come. It's about becoming more aware. I've defined it. The old idea is that you become more enlightened and spiritual, but really it's about awareness. You become more aware. I've better defined it. And so that when it comes to your personal life and the 5 bodies that you have to deal with, you can creatively see better what to do. That's the whole idea. Not that just because you sing the new you, that there's going to be some magical thing that's going to happen. No, it's just that you become more aware, so you know what to do now with your life, your whole life, and your personal life. This has been kind of twisted around from the old ways, and as we go back to the old ways, the idea is pray to God, and God will give you everything. You may have to wait sometimes, but sometimes it will happen right away. And anything that happens for most people that are religious, they just assume God did this for them. They got a new job, made more money, won the lotto, so God must have done that. They put the God thing on it, so it's like somebody else is magically doing it for you. And this is how they are when they come into the new presentation, and I understand it. But now it's really about your real awareness, because that's where the real freedom is. It's not in the things of this world. These things of the world come and go, etc., but each individual is going to relate their life accordingly. So they make up these ideas, which is easy to do. And so a person may be doing the NuUU, and all of a sudden now their personal karma starts to unravel, just like the old days where Paul presented the hue and whatever, and situations became this or that. I would say that in ways it has become better for me, and in ways it's become a lot worse, because I have to deal with more. But I don't relate to these things. I see what's going on. Really, you have to deal with it in creation. But again, the new you is in reference to becoming more aware, and then recognizing, especially in creation, what to creatively do with your life or not. But not just sit there with your hands open, like the old style of where you sit in lotus position with your hands up, waiting to be given something. It's not about that anymore. That's the old idea. The reality of life, and we come to the point where now we face life head on, is recognition, and through that recognition comes your real freedom. It can't come any other way. No one's going to deliver real freedom to you. No one's going to deliver truth, or real truth, as everybody has their own truth. And real truth is the isness life is. We will just use that as an idea. But real freedom is recognized. It's not just granted. We're already free beings of real light. We're already like the sun shining. It's just a matter of recognizing that and deciding how far you will go with that recognition, and that's a personal thing. Some people like the references, the pretty words or whatever, the things created here, and fine. That's as far as they go. But then again, like the true silent ones, these individuals went all the way to where they're just shafts of light. They're just invisible. They decided individually to do that. Each person decides that. That's the reality of the new you. It's not about what I can get, because again, it's up to you what you want in your life. The opportunity is that you now become more aware, so it would make sense that you make better choices. And if you want something, go get it. You can creatively figure that out. If you have to make more money to buy that car, then now you're more aware, so figure out how to make more money and go buy that car. That's how it works. The old hocus-pocus stuff with the religions, they have brainwashed people into thinking that you are to beg for what you want. You beg the gods, you beg the masters, and begging the gods will have them shine upon you if you're obedient to their will. If you like that idea, then go for it. Recognition, however, is totally clean, because life is already complete. It's an isness, and all you have to do is recognize it, and it's like you've stepped into it. It's not going to be instant, but all of a sudden, at some point, all the restrictions are gone, because you recognize that you don't need the restrictions. Again, you have to figure it out.
Yes, Kevin, I will say something here. I had to giggle at some of these parts. It's funny, etc. And I really like how you present it and say it. It's really cool because, again, it's a little bit dramatic how you do it, which is really neat. And so, yeah, and at the same time, it's very simple. It really is. But we've been taught, yes, to gain enlightenment, like Buddha sitting under the banyan tree or whatever. These are cute stories, and we needed these stories at the time. But it's not going to carry you anywhere. They're just stories. And so the reality of life is really what it is. It's like breathing here. Either you're breathing or you're not. So it's about awareness. Either you're aware or you're not. And each person decides, are you going to be more aware? And it's endless. It's not just that, oh, I'm aware, I'm awake. Many people say that. And yeah, they're aware that they're here. They're waking up to what's going on here. So they think it's the big wake up. But really, it's an artificial wake up, because everything here that people are seeing that's been created is just that. It's just creation. They're just seeing a different side of the created part that others have done. That's all there is to it. So those that deceive others, they have created their deception. Now people see through it, so they think, oh, I'm awake. I see what's going on. Well, that's nothing. That's baby stuff. Really, really what it is. And we relate to it too, just as a start for people. It's like first grade is really what it is, because we have all been through so much for lifetimes, and thinking that the so-called ancient wisdom and seeing through the controllers and all this is a big deal. It's really baby stuff, really baby stuff. And what they're doing, whatever, it's just so silly. And so, I would say learn to be indifferent to it, deal with it. Yeah, you got your body here because you got your body here. It's like your car out there. It's parked out there, and you don't want anyone to touch it, or you don't want the rain or whatever, so you put a cover on it, or you wash it when it's dirty, whatever. You maintain it, okay? And as long as it's out there, and especially if it's parked on the street, you got to worry about it too. And so we are concerned about our bodies, but at the same time, it makes sense to learn to realistically become more aware, not just thinking. Anytime you're thinking that you're aware of something, yes, you are, but guess what? That's not it. Whatever you decide, that's not it. The true reality life is you cannot consider it. And that's real, because it's far too real. So And this is where most people will not decide to to consider what cannot be considered, because it will always be that more is unseen than what you can see, and that's the reality. And so each person decides their intent, and that intent's very important, because that is the real you and where that intent is placed. So I focus on that all the time. I've already placed it to where it's a done deal. And so I do it along those lines. It's in the doing. And then I exaggerate it. I use my creative seeing and to exaggerate that reality for myself as a reference to the personal self. Now, everybody's going to do it in their own way, etc., and go through whatever they do. But for the most part, that literal side that's been so conditioned here, and especially unconsciously, okay, you unconsciously become the know-it-all. I know this, I know that, whatever. And actually, all life is. So what is it that we really know? Okay. So the know-it-alls like to proclaim they know something. It's like the virus that's going on. Oh, we know how to fix this. We know how to heal this. We know what the government's doing, whatever. So again, you get too weird with this stuff that you know something. Well, fine. That's where your attention is. That's where it is. And how much time are you taking to recognize the true reality life is? Well, that's up to you. This is just an opportunity. And just like Rebazar told Paul when Paul was going through his part to, reestablish himself here with the new body and mind, he said, you can do it now or you can do it in the future, but in the future, there's no guarantee. It's a roll of the dice. You don't know if anything will be here because, again, those that have stepped up here, if I hadn't created this, it wouldn't exist. What would you have? Ekankar and the Dalai Lama and the Pope? That's what you'd have. You wouldn't have anything. Who appreciates this? I'm very grateful for what Paul went through and Rebazar presented, and it took them a lot to get this out there for people to understand something. And I see that most people take it for granted and they just don't pay attention. Well, then you're toast. That's real. You did it yourself because you don't pay attention. But to me, I'm very grateful and very sincere with that, because that is the reality. Life is like the sun shining, and it is precious. And those people that are sincere, they are precious. And to find truly 100% sincere people, that is a toughie, because you got so many know-it-alls out there now. And so, hey, they can have themselves. It's their choice, and anybody can have anything. But what most people don't realize is that with your real awareness, you got everything through creation and whatever. You got it all. But for the most part, most people just play with the pieces in creation, just like the experience the other day where one of the people had the experience of seeing this big mud wall where people were standing on it, and beyond it was a bridge of more possibility, etc. But the mud wall represented the ideas that people had, the collective ideas they had put together, built this wall. And of course, everything's from the dirt. And so mud is from, the mud wall is from the emotion and the dirt of the earth, which makes mud. And those people that were on the mud wall, they slipped off back into the valley. These are the people that, and they can be all good people. Doesn't matter good or bad. Doesn't matter. It doesn't get you anywhere. The reality of life is just like the sun shining. Is the sun good or bad? So these people have built their idea, and it's become a wall, and then it turned to mud because they have emotional attachment to it. So they fall back. They can't get past the wall. They stand on their wall thinking that, oh, this is it. Look what we built. We're really good. We did a good thing here. But then they slide right down because of their emotional attachment. They go right back into reincarnation because they just fall into the mud and they drowned in it. They drowned in their own earthly emotional attachment. Yeah, pizza dough, etc. So it's all rather humorous in a way. But how you say this, Kevin, it's really a lot of fun. It really is. it's almost like Orson Welles on the radio show War of the Worlds in a way. It's really cool, and thank you so much for doing it and showing up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Duane. Yes, a lot of people do find the way that I present the stuff rather irritating. I get quite a lot of interesting comments in response to how I narrate it. But
well, that's why we're here, to bother people. That's remember one of the groups I wrote, we bother everybody. So the thing being is that is the agitation of cause and effect, and you're simply stating it, and let it bother them. I have a fun time with that, and that is not our intention at all. That's the intention of the deceptors who play the role that, oh, we're the good guys. Oh, are those guys over there bothering you? Well, we'll just X them off of Facebook and put them in Facebook jail, because yes, they are bad. Okay, so again, things are a little turned around here, but actually the world's very fortunate that those who have stepped up, that we are here, that we're doing something very real and essential with a real benefit to it. But you got to figure it out. You got to take the risk to step past your little emotional bath that you've been bathing in all this time. But most people don't. They want their little swimming pool in the backyard. They don't want to go to the big ocean of life, etc. So no, what you do is, I really like it. Took a little bit to get used to it, but I really like how you present it, because it's very, very unique. And whatever the world says, and they say it about me too, whatever this and that, they think I rant, and it's all weird and strange. And the other night we had someone over here to fix the computer, and I just he had his mask on, and he was very rigid, and he kind of moved back from me a little bit, and I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Well, I'm doing the distance thing." And I said, "Well, that's all fake." Well, then he got really upset, and he goes, "I'm out of here," etc. So again, everybody's got their attitudes. It's like, okay, fine, you just let them be. But I see what you're doing is terrific, and the boys love it, and the sun's shining, and that's all that matters. So everybody has their ideas. They can have them, and thank you very much.